When you wake up in the morning, before you look at your phone, before you meet anyone, before the world places its burdens upon you, there is one question you must ask: what do I owe to myself? Most people live their entire life owing everything to others. They owe to their family, they owe to their work, they owe to their society, and yes, these are important. But if you ignore what you owe to yourself, then all these debts will become a weight, not a joy. You owe it to yourself to live with clarity. If your mind is full of noise, how can you hear the music of life? You owe it to yourself to live with balance. If you burn yourself out, who will enjoy the fruits of your labor? You owe it to yourself to live with inner strength, because when life shakes you, and it surely will, only your inner stability will hold you. Understand this: the first responsibility is not towards the world, not even towards those you love most. The first responsibility is towards the being that looks through your eyes, that beats in your chest, that breathes in and out every moment. If you betray that, you betray everything. You don't owe yourself comfort. You don't owe yourself laziness. You owe yourself the best possibility of who you can be. That means growth, that means discipline, that means walking into the unknown. Do not wait for others to give you permission to be alive. Do not wait for applause to feel worthy. Do not wait for success to feel complete. You owe it to yourself to become the highest version of what a human can be, and if you do this, the world will benefit in ways you cannot even imagine. Because a fulfilled human being does not just live well, they light up everything around them. So, every morning, ask yourself again, do I owe myself excuses, or do I owe myself excellence? The answer will shape your life. You owe yourself clarity, balance, and inner strength. Without clarity, life becomes a fog, a constant stumbling through uncertainty. Every step feels heavy because you don't know where it is leading. Most people mistake activity for clarity. They run fast, but they don't know whether they are running towards something or away from something. When you wake up each morning, clarity means knowing why you are doing what you are doing. It means your actions are not just habits you picked up, not just demands that the world has placed on you, but conscious choices. Clarity is not about predicting the future or controlling everything. It is about seeing the present as it truly is. If your eyes are clear, you don't need to know every detail of the road. You can still walk it with confidence. Without clarity, even small decisions exhaust you because you are unsure, but with clarity, even large challenges appear manageable. It is like the difference between a lamp that flickers in the wind and one that shines steadily. The more you cultivate clarity, the less you are thrown about by circumstances. You begin to see that confusion is not in the world, but in the lens through which you are looking at it. When the lens is clear, the world is not overwhelming. It is simply what it is, and you know how to move within it. Balance is the second gift you owe to yourself. Human beings often swing from one extreme to another. Some live entirely in their work, forgetting their body and soul. Others chase pleasure endlessly and wonder why their life feels empty. Balance is not about being mediocre or lukewarm. It is about placing everything in the right proportion. Your body has a rhythm, your mind has a rhythm, and life itself has a rhythm. If you are in tune with that rhythm, you move with grace. Without balance, even success feels like a burden. You may achieve what you wanted, but if your health collapses, what have you really gained? If you earn wealth but lose peace, is that wealth or is it poverty? Balance is knowing when to strive and when to rest, when to speak and when to remain silent, when to hold on and when to let go. Without this, life becomes a constant battle against yourself. But when you find balance, effort becomes effortless. You can walk through challenges without being broken because your roots are spread wide. Just like a tree stands firm in storms, not because the storm is weak, but because the tree is balanced, you too can withstand whatever life brings if you are grounded. Balance allows you to participate in the world fully while remaining untouched by its chaos. Inner strength is not loud. It is not about showing power over others. True inner strength is silent and steady. It is the strength to face life as it comes, without running, without pretending. When difficulties arise, inner strength is what keeps you from collapsing inside. Many people confuse inner strength with hardness. Hardness breaks easily. If you drop a stone, it shatters. Inner strength is more like water. It adapts, it flows, it finds its way through mountains, yet nothing can truly stop it. This strength comes when you no longer see yourself as a fragile being tossed around by life, but as a conscious being capable of choosing your response. Life will never come exactly the way you want. People will not behave as you expect. Circumstances will not always favor you. But if you have inner strength, you do not live as a victim of these things. You live as one who can take whatever comes and still remain centered. Clarity, balance, and inner strength are deeply connected. If you have clarity without balance, you may know where you are going, but you will burn yourself out before reaching there. If you have balance without clarity, you will live a peaceful life, but without direction, it will drift into stagnation. If you have strength without balance, you may endure, but you will endure with struggle rather than with ease. Together, they form a complete foundation for life. With clarity, your path is visible. With balance, your steps are steady. With inner strength, you keep walking no matter how rough the terrain becomes. You owe yourself this much because life is not just about surviving. It is about living in the fullest way possible. No one else can give you these three things. Others can give you advice, they can give you opportunities, they can give you support, but clarity, balance, and inner strength must come from within. They are not borrowed, they cannot be gifted, they have to be cultivated. This is the debt you owe to yourself, the responsibility you cannot ignore. Would you like me to continue writing expansions for Keynote ***, 2 ***, and ***, 3 *** in the same 900-word reflective style, so you end up with a complete 3-part speech? You owe yourself growth, not excuses. Growth is the essence of being human. Everything in nature either grows or it withers. Nothing remains still. A tree does not stop reaching for the sky because it has already grown tall enough. The rivers do not stop flowing because they have already touched the ocean. Life is movement, and growth is that movement within you. Excuses, on the other hand, are the walls you build to stop this movement. Every time you choose an excuse over growth, you are telling yourself a lie. You are convincing yourself that where you are is enough, not because it truly is, but because it feels safe. Excuses often come wrapped in beautiful words. I don't have time. I am too tired. It's not the right moment. They sound reasonable, and because they sound reasonable, they deceive you. But deep within, you know they are masks for fear, for laziness, for hesitation. Growth is never convenient. It never waits for a perfect time. It always demands something from you. Your energy, your effort, your discomfort. Growth means stepping into spaces that are not familiar. It means doing what you do not yet know how to do. It means confronting the voice in your head that says, "What if I fail?" Excuses keep you in the same place, and they whisper comfort. Growth pulls you forward, and it asks for courage. When you choose growth, you choose to stretch your mind, your body, your spirit. It might hurt in the beginning, like muscles aching after exercise, but this is not the pain of damage. This is the pain of expansion. When you choose excuses, there is no pain, but there is also no progress. Over time, excuses shrink your world. They make your possibilities smaller, your confidence weaker, and your vision dimmer. Growth, however, keeps widening your horizon. It shows you how much more you are capable of, how much more life is offering, how much more you can become. Excuses are rooted in the past. They come from old experiences, old failures, old disappointments. They remind you of when you tried and things did not go your way. Growth belongs to the present and the future. It does not deny that failures happen, but it understands that every failure is just another step on the path. When you excuse yourself from trying again, you deny yourself the possibility of discovering what is beyond that failure. Growth is not about avoiding mistakes. Growth is about using mistakes as stepping stones. You owe yourself growth because stagnation is a kind of death. When you stop learning, when you stop evolving, when you stop stretching yourself, you are merely existing. The body may continue to breathe, but the inner spark begins to fade. Growth keeps that spark alive. It keeps your curiosity awake, your enthusiasm fresh, your energy renewed. Growth means that each day, even in small ways, you are not the same person you were yesterday. Even if it is just one thought clearer, one habit stronger, one step braver, that is still growth. Excuses, on the other hand, pile up silently. They create an invisible weight. You may not notice it at first, but eventually you begin to feel drained, stuck, restless. You look at others moving ahead and wonder why you are still standing in the same place. It is not because life has been unfair, but because excuses have quietly tied you down. They are chains disguised as cushions. They feel soft in the beginning, but in time they suffocate. Growth may feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but in time it liberates. You owe yourself growth not only for your own sake, but for the sake of the world around you. When you grow, you have more to offer. When your mind expands, your ideas can inspire. When your heart grows stronger, your compassion can touch more lives. When your strength deepens, your presence uplifts others. Excuses do not serve anyone. They keep you small, and when you stay small, you cannot contribute the way you were meant to. Growth is not selfish. Growth is your responsibility, because only by becoming more can you give more. The choice is always there before you, growth or excuses. Growth requires honesty, excuses require justification. Growth requires action, excuses require stories. Growth brings change, excuses bring repetition. The difference between a fulfilled life and a wasted one is not talent, not luck, not opportunity. It is the daily choice between growth and excuses. You owe yourself growth, not because life demands it, but because your own potential demands it. Deep inside, you already know that you are capable of more than what you have allowed yourself to be. That quiet voice is always there, nudging you, reminding you. Excuses try to silence it, but growth listens. Growth says, yes, it is possible. Growth says, yes, I am willing. Growth says, yes, I will take the next step. Would you like me to now expand keynote *3 * into the same reflective 800-900-word style so the whole set stays consistent? You owe yourself the highest version of who you can be. Every human being carries within them a possibility that is far greater than what they live out each day. Most people settle for fragments of themselves because it feels easier to repeat the patterns handed down by family, society, and circumstance. But deep down, you know that you are not here just to survive as a shadow of your potential. You are here to embody the fullness of what it means to be alive. The highest version of yourself is not about becoming someone else. It is about uncovering what has always been hidden within you. To move toward that highest version, you must first recognize that you are more than your habits, your fears, and your history. Too often, people reduce themselves to their past mistakes or their current limitations. They say, "This is who I am," when in truth, it is only who they have been until now. The highest version of yourself does not live in the past. It lives in the choices you make today and tomorrow. It lives in the courage to step beyond the small definitions you have accepted for yourself. Becoming the highest version of yourself means holding a vision of what you could be, and then aligning your life with that vision. This is not a dream built on arrogance or comparison. It is not about being better than someone else. It is about being better than the version of you that refuses to grow. Every human being has a higher possibility. It may not look the same for everyone, but the principle is the same. Are you living as a watered-down copy of yourself, or are you living as a full expression of what you are capable of? The highest version of yourself is disciplined but not rigid, compassionate but not weak, ambitious but not restless. It is a state where your mind is clear, your heart is open, and your actions are purposeful. To reach this state, you will have to let go of many comforts. You will have to challenge your own excuses, question your own assumptions, and confront your own shadows. This is not an easy journey because the lower versions of yourself will always tempt you. They will offer you shortcuts, distractions, and the comfort of mediocrity. But every time you choose against them, you rise a little higher. There is a deep satisfaction in knowing you are walking toward the highest version of yourself. This satisfaction does not come from applause or recognition. It comes from the silent awareness that you are not wasting your potential. It is an inner dignity, a quiet strength that does not need validation. You may fail, you may fall, but as long as you continue to rise, you are honoring what you owe to yourself. The highest version of yourself is not a final destination. It is a continuous unfolding. No matter how much you grow, there will always be more depth to explore, more strength to uncover, more wisdom to embody. This is not a limitation. This is the beauty of being human. Life is vast, and your capacity to expand with it is equally vast. The highest version of yourself is not about perfection, but about progression. It is about refusing to remain stagnant when you have the chance to soar. When you begin to live as this version, everything around you also changes. Your relationships become richer because you no longer relate from insecurity, but from fullness. Your work becomes more meaningful because you no longer chase success to fill a void. You create because it is an expression of your higher self. Even challenges no longer feel like punishments. They become opportunities to test and strengthen the best in you. To walk this path, you must be willing to strip away illusions. You must stop pretending to be less than you are. You must stop hiding behind fear or shrinking to make others comfortable. The highest version of yourself demands authenticity. It demands that you honor your inner truth even when it is uncomfortable. It demands that you rise even when it would be easier to sit still. You owe yourself this rise because to live anything less is to cheat yourself of the life you were meant to experience. The world does not need another imitation. It needs the fullest expression of you. And only you can bring that forth. Would you like me to merge all 3 expanded keynotes into one seamless long-form speech so it flows naturally as a single talk?